this was our last regular season one at home. You know, it's fun. It's on the weekend. It's an afternoon game. Like, those are just better.
Caitlin is a great teammate. And if she wasn't a great teammate, it might be hard. If she walked around like she was the star, she doesn't walk around like that.
Like, I know I was 6 for 14, and that's pretty good, but like, I still feel like there was a couple there that it's just like, how's that not go in? So
recall the day when it was believed that women's basketball lacked excitement? They were mistaken, as Caitlin Clark just proven. Yet again. Everyone is talking about her most recent game since it was so fierce. Not even the experts can trust their eyes. Envision this. Clark is currently on the court and time is running out. The audience is waiting with bated breath. She receives the ball, dashes towards the basket, and wham! She wins it all with her goal. Chaos ensues in the arena. It's so surreal, yet it's actually happening right now. Know what's even more insane? There will be more than one instance of this. This has been going on all season for Clark. She is revolutionizing the game of basketball. It is more than just a game to her. She never fails to make an impression and set new records whenever she steps on the court. But hear me out. Clark had a tough road to the top. Through it all, there were obstacles, skeptics, and highs and lows. Do you want to know what propelled her to superstardom in the WNBA? Please remain, for we are about to delve into her remarkable life narrative. To become a WNBA superstar, Caitlin Clark had to do more than simply work on her game. It's a story about defying expectations and overcoming obstacles. When did she become an idol on a national scale, shifting from her role as a local hero? Let's go back to the beginning. Imagine a little girl in Iowa who is 5 years old playing basketball for hours on end. Therein lies the origin of Clark's extraordinary narrative. The worst part, though, is that she wasn't limited to just basketball. What a sports machine this child was. It didn't matter if it was golf, soccer, softball, tennis, or volleyball. She played them all. What an innate athlete. Things become intriguing, though, at this point. Clark would often play with the boys instead of the more traditional girls' leagues. Yes, even at a young age, she was able to compete with stronger opponents. It's as if she had been preparing for the NBA before she had even heard of the WNBA. We can skip ahead a little bit now. The group known as All Iowa Attack has recruited Clark. It seems fierce, doesn't it? Yeah, that was it. Her true brilliance began at this point. Clark, though, wasn't satisfied to only rule at the regional level. No, she went global with her game. At the 2017 FIBA Under-16 Women's Americas Championship, Clark became an international sensation. Everyone was wondering, who is this Iowa girl? They discovered it really rapidly. She was revolutionizing the game, not merely being good. Rest assured, things will improve. Clark was an integral part of Team USA's 2021 FIBA Under-19 Women's Basketball World Cup winning squad. She was taking the lead, not only playing.
But the Iowa basketball star added another goal to her collection today after Team USA's title game win in the FIBA U19 World Cup. In a repeat of 2 years ago, Clark and Team USA defended their crown, defeating Australia 70-52 in the gold match game. Gatorade State Player of the Year, Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and a two-time gold medalist. All of these belong to Caitlin Clark, giving the national U19 women's team their 9th title, and Clark her 3rd gold medal.
It seemed as if I were witnessing the birth of a WNBA superstar. Next, I started college. Staying close to home, Clark decided to play for the Hawkeyes of Iowa. Good choice? I think so. She did more than play for Iowa. She made Iowa famous. Clark guided the Hawkeyes to their first ever NCAA championship game. I am astounded. Clark, though, had more history to write. She broke the scoring record for women's collegiate basketball on February 28, 2024. You have 3,749 points. Rely on that. However, this did not satisfy Clark. A few days later, on March 3rd, she shattered the record for most points scored in NCAA Division I basketball history for both sexes. There are 3,767 points. Absolutely unbelievable. Things are about to go insane from here. It wasn't simply records that Clark broke. The internet itself was shattered. More people were tuning into her games than ever before. She'll be competing in March Madness in front of an audience of 17 million people. No basketball game since 2019 has had more than that. And here's something else. During Clark's senior year, every single home game of Iowa was sold out. No program has ever done this before. Basketball wasn't the only thing people were watching. Caitlin Clark was the main attraction. Everyone was watching when Clark finally joined the WNBA. It was about more than simply a rookie player's debut in the league. It took place on a court where a revolutionary player made an entrance. Instead of wondering if she would be good, people wanted to know how good she would be. Clark had lofty goals when she took the court for the WNBA. However, she did not give in. On the contrary, she excelled. How in her first season on the professional level was this novice able to surpass veterans? Clark's great first year has everyone talking, so let's speak about it. It takes some novices some time to get used to things, you know? Certainly not Clark. There was no turning back for her once she got going. She scored a career-high 35 points in her most recent game. That is superstar material, not merely outstanding for a rookie. Clark is doing more than just playing well. She is redefining the limits of what a rookie athlete can achieve. The point is, though, that there is more at stake than merely points. On the court, Clark has this amazing vision. As a member of the Indiana Fever's backcourt, she complements Kelsey Mitchell quite well. These two are the reason the Fever are one of the most thrilling teams to watch.
Cut off the ball or anything like that, and just that chemistry that you get used to playing with one another. It's taken time, but I think we're really starting to get it down.
Kelsey Mitchell, and to assume the role to be additive to Caitlin's game is so, that's a veteran move to
I
me.
think we've gotten a lot better, just like understanding each other as we're playing the game, looking for each other when each other's hot, like Kels got hot there.
Together for a short time, it feels like years. To be fair, the seasoned pros could feel resentful of the youngster taking all the limelight.
And a team like this, you're not gonna be able to win the game. I thought Fia was really good. We struggled to kind of find an answer for her. You know, she's one of the best players in the league and arguably one of the best. I think it's just continuing to get better. Yeah, I thought we had some moments where we were really good, and we had some moments where.
However, that is certainly not the case. All those veteran coaches and players, their jaws dropped. Clark, though, they've witnessed a lot of talent pass through the league. There's no one quite like her. An incredibly astute observation was made by Wall Street Journal reporter Jason Gay. According to him, Clark is far from the first great shooter in women's basketball, but she's the one who is changing the dimensionality of the game because of the distance she can shoot from and how well she can pass. It's a major deal. It's not enough to say that this player is good. We're talking about a game changer. And we can discuss those pivotal occasions. You know, that moment when everyone's nerves are fraying and every move matters? Clark really comes into his own at that moment. Major events do not terrify her. It appears that she even thrives when given them. You know, those jaw-dropping three-pointers? She's starting to make that maneuver her signature. And here's the crazy part. Clark isn't only wowing the players and spectators. The game is getting fresh perspectives from her. Even those who have never watched a women's basketball game before are tuned in to observe Clark's every move. Rather than merely playing the game, she seems to be putting on a performance. The highlights are not the only important part. What's truly making people take notice is Clark's reliability. Score after score, she's getting people to look for records. Some have even gone so far as to call her one of the best WNBA rookies of all time. That is derived from her performance on the court. It is not hype. Do you know what's truly amazing? Thanks to Clark, women's basketball is getting a new perspective. Nowadays, it's more than simply a fringe sport. More and more people are beginning to understand how thrilling and elite the WNBA truly is, thanks to players like Clark who are pushing the league's limits. Can you believe it? The impact Clark had on the court is only the tip of the iceberg. Suppose I told you that her most significant influence isn't even occurring when the game is in progress. People are talking about Clark's other side, and it might shift the game for women's sports. Clark's off-court activities deserve our attention. It's about more than just setting new records and racking up points. This young woman is determined to make a difference for all players. She's speaking up for gender parity in sports by using her fame. It's not lip service. Clark is actually doing what she says she would do. Picture this. Clark has her own charitable organization. However, it's more than simply a pretty name. A child's needs are the primary focus of the Caitlin Clark Foundation. Education, nutrition, and athletics are their three main areas of interest. Clark seems to be aiming to produce a new crop of academic and athletic superstars. But now things start to get interesting. Funds aren't the only thing that Clark and her nonprofit are doing. They're indulging in some hands-on work, all the way down to food pantries, campaigns, and contributions. On and off the court, Clark seems to be attempting to embody the superhero persona. Is there anything even more bizarre? Clark is doing more than encouraging young women to take up basketball. The way women's sports are perceived is being transformed by her. Everyone, regardless of gender, is admiring Clark. It's as if she's proving to everyone that being a great athlete has nothing to do with gender. Lisa Bluter, Clark's coach, made a somewhat weighty statement. Her statement was, "Her crown is heavy."
When she's in an interview, she's very serious. She can give you every statistic possible. Caitlin is a great teammate. And if she wasn't a great teammate, it might be hard. If she walked around like she was the star, she doesn't walk around like that. You put her back in that uniform, you put her on the court, and I see the little girl that loves to play basketball. People don't understand how smart she is. I mean, she is extremely smart. She can remember anything.
Give that some consideration. In addition to a basketball, Clark is bearing the aspirations of an entire athletic generation. Clark is performing like an expert under that kind of strain. The most exciting portion, though, is about to come. Clark chose not to mention points or records when discussing her legacy. No, she said that her desire is that she gave holiday cheer to children. She pointed out, "I was just that young girl, so all you have to do is dream, and you can be in moments like this." There you have it. It is stuff that can change your life, not merely inspire it. Plus, the Iowa Hawkeyes retired Clark's jersey number 22 on April 10th, 2024.
Another major announcement at the ceremony is no surprise to anyone. The university is officially going to be hanging up Caitlin Clark's number 22 in the rafters.
I would say you all inspired me just as much as I inspired you, and you allowed me to live out my dream every single day, and for that I'm forever thankful.
I am astounded. It's about more than simply paying tribute to a legendary athlete. It's about celebrating a game changer in all aspects of life. Even new terms to characterize Clark's actions are being coined. The term being used is Clarkomics. It's this absurd notion that female athletes can achieve the same level of fame and fortune as their male counterparts. And it's all down to the impact of Clark. The future of Caitlin Clark is something we should discuss. The rise of this child from the Iowa fields to the level of WNBA superstar seems straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. However, what's even more absurd? Her journey is only beginning. Put it in your mind. Record after record is being shattered by Clark. She has the NCAA scoring title, arenas are selling out, and the pros are trembling. That, however, is merely the first step. Clark is revolutionizing the game of basketball. It's more than just a game to her. Regarding her legacy, did you hear what Clark had to say? She aspires to uplift children and provide happiness to Iowa. I am astounded. She is concerned about more than just her own future. She is planning for generations to come. A game changer, Clark is more than just a player. The most exciting aspect? Her narrative is going to be told to us. Where does women's basketball go from here? Everything about it screams Caitlin Clark, and the future seems promising.